Welcome to our first story, our top story on the show. The new normal that Prime Minister Modi has now identified for India. And in fact, Operation Sindoor has now put in motion the new normal for India going forward. And I'm going to put those 5 important signs that define the new normal for India. In fact, let's put that out if we have. The first, in terms of the shift that has taken place for India's fight against terror. The first one being that India will retaliate to terror on its own terms. Now, what does this mean? It means that if there is a strike, we will respond. It means that it doesn't need to be in any particular fashion. It can be a place of our choosing, the timing of our choosing, and also the flank of our choosing, which means what border, what time, what options is something that India will decide, and that's the new normal that has been identified. Let's move ahead. The other key, the new normals that Prime Minister Modi has put forth. Talks only on terrorism in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. There's been a lot of clamour, a lot of chatter about whether India should talk to Pakistan. Well, it has now been decided, and that framework has been put in place. Yes, there will be talks, but only and only on these 2 factors. Terrorism that Pakistan continues to harbour, and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, a territory that belongs to India, that continues to be occupied by Pakistan. Those are the 2 broad and only contours under which talks will take place. The third normal that has been identified, no tolerance for the nuclear blackmail. Now, since the 80s, ever since Pakistan did manage to get itself a nuclear weapon, all that has been going on is that India needs to be the responsible power. Why? Because the deterrence is something that India is expected to exercise. Restraint, responsibility. As Pakistan continues to now blackmail. For decades it has done so, and that's a bluff that has been called out now. That's the new normal, that nuclear blackmail will not deter India, and it will not succumb to the nuclear blackmail by Pakistan. The other key normal that we have identified, no distinction between terrorists and their sponsors. That's very important, not only because of the pictures that have been going around, but it shows senior Pakistani generals being part of janazas of the terrorists of Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. Not just because of that, but because Pakistani funds and the state funds are used for the infrastructure that has come in. One may also talk about whether IMF funds that terrorism or not, or should it be culpable for that or not, simply because those lifelines, the financial helplines that multilateral institutions keep extending to Pakistan are part of the overall financial machinery, which in the end creates those mega terrorist structures. And the last part in terms of the new normal, terror and water won't flow together. What does that mean? The Indus Water Treaty that India has put in abeyance, that the Ministry of External Affairs had just clarified again that it will remain in abeyance. There will now have to be negotiations, not now, but they will take place if India decides to do so, when it decides to do so. But till then, it's very clear, terrorism and water cannot flow together. Pakistan needs to now decide for itself which side of the aisle it wants to sit on. Terrorism or the government that actually now talks about its people. I'm going to play out this important soundbite of Prime Minister Modi. He was today at the Adampur base station where he spoke about the Operation Sindoor, its achievements, and of course the message that he once again gave to Pakistan. Listen in.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर भारत का न्यू नॉर्मल है, और जैसा मैंने कल भी कहा, भारत ने अब 3 सूत्र तय कर दिए हैं। पहला, भारत पर आतंकी हमला हुआ, हम अपने तरीके से, अपनी शर्तों पर, अपने समय पर जवाब देंगे। दूसरा, कोई भी न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल भारत नहीं सहेगा। तीसरा, हम आतंक की सरपरस्त सरकार और आतंक के आकाओं को अलग अलग नहीं देखेंगे।
Viewers, the bottom line is that a doctrine has risen. One forged in fire, carved by resolve. Prime Minister Modi didn't just address the nation, he redrew the map of India's intent. The 5 doctrines with one key message: retaliation on India's terms, no fear of nuclear bluffs, no distinction between the trigger and the hand that funds it. Modi didn't warn, he vowed. Not reaction, redefinition. Not diplomacy, doctrine. Operation Sindoor isn't just a mission, it's a manifesto. Pakistan is on notice. The world has been shown India has changed permanently.